So if you could just tell me your name, how old you are, and who you're more interested in, men or women, and just speak up, please.
Okay. Yeah, my name's Joanna, 31, and I just like ladies.
And where do you work?
I work in a craft beer pub, and I'm also an illustrator.
And how long have you been using Tinder?
Probably 3 months. Is it quite new to it all? So
Have you used any other websites?
I've used Pink Cupid and Her.
Okay, and would you say you prefer one or another, or they're all about the same thing?
I think I prefer Tinder. Yeah, it's it feels a little bit rude, and you're using people as a commodity, but at the same time it's quite fun.
Is it because it's more immediate and you just decide?
Swipe.
Yeah. Would you say it's more superficial or not?
It seems that way, yeah. But then I mean, if what it initially is for is to meet people, and you don't know who they are, so you're immediately just going to go on what they look like.
Yeah. And would you say you attract a different crowd of people to Her and the other website you mentioned?
Yes. Yeah, there's some more like alternative people on Tinder, I'd say, and I wasn't even aware that Tinder had a section for just girls and girls, so that was quite cool. And I like the fact that you can go in any city or whatever, and it just finds people within that location.
Yeah. And you said you had one encounter on Tinder. Maybe when the car passes, you could describe your experience. I think it's fine now.
I met this, I can't remember her name.
It's okay.
Yeah, she was Dutch, a lecturer at the University for the Arts. We met, it was peeing down with rain on the way there. I got absolutely drenched, and then decided to keep walking in the rain. And then a bus goes past and absolutely soaks me, so I just like turn up, just like soaking wet, like dripping on the chair, which is quite funny. We went to a craft beer pub.
Where you work or somewhere?
No, it's to a shall I say?
Right.
Just in Bethnal Green. So yeah, but we had a good time. We like the conversation was really easy, and like having jokes and stuff like that. But she was, I seemed to like keep going for these bi-curious women. So it was like we ended up going back to hers, whatever, and getting it on. But then that was it. So the next day, like maybe one text message passing by, and yeah, that was it. Moved on.
Were you the one who texted her first?
Probably, yeah, because I'm quite polite like that.
So it didn't really develop?
No. I was happy to let it develop or not. So I'm not really in the right position to be getting into a relationship. So.
Do you have a pickup line on Tinder, like not necessarily cheesy, but just a way to approach someone if you like?
Not really. I just keep it really simple to begin with, or I just send a smiley face. Because I'm more cheesy probably when they meet me, like, because I quite like cheese. I think it's kind of funny. It's like more ironic than me just being a sleaze.
Yeah.
I hope.
So do you have any strategies, like in the street, if you like someone, or in a club, for instance?
I wouldn't say it was like a strategy, like I think about it. It's more just like spontaneous sort of vibing. I can be quite jokey and quite cheeky. Yeah, probably more cheeky than yeah.
You just adapt to the situation.
Yeah, adapt to the situation and see how they're vibing, if they're vibing, and you know.
Have you had any like crazy experiences on the other websites, like Her or
Pink Cupid? Not crazy. Well, not crazy. The first one I went on, we got on, but we like messed about a little bit, like kissing, and then you know, I'd rather be friends with her, and actually she's actually a friend of mine now, which is quite nice to bring something from an experience like that. And then the second one, it was a girl from Morocco. She'd only been in England a couple of months, I think, and she's come from a Muslim background in Morocco. And yeah, the stories from over there that she was telling me that night just were obscene. I mean, it's like a really hard place to be gay. It's almost like non-existent. You're not able to be gay and open about it.
Can you give an example, of the story? Obviously, the remains anonymous.
Yeah, she said she was in a coffee shop in Morocco, and these two girls were kissing, Moroccan girls, and the waiter actually went over and slapped them both around the face and called the police, and then they got arrested.
Oh wow!
So
they had to spend the night in prison.
I have no idea what happened to them. Anything, I think, from what she told me, like all sorts of things could have happened.
Yeah,
so pretty hardcore.
Yeah. Did you have any bad experiences, either interactions or in person, with any of the websites?
I've been really lucky. I think I've never had any like hate, but I've had like sleazy men coming on to us if we're out and stuff like that. And I've had like a big argument with guys because of it. But yeah.
Do you ever get guys on Tinder to randomly like you? Because sometimes even if you have the girl selection, you still get random guys show up.
I see the guys, but I always swipe left. And no guys have swiped me. I think maybe I was quite correct in my preferences, and so just, you know, hopefully I don't show up on a straighty Tinder.
So I noticed in the when you make your profile open to girls only, you get a lot of invites to threesomes. Did you have that experience?
Not on Tinder, but on Pink Cupid, So it's some obscene writing. Not I think not as bad as some people have gotten, but yeah, this couple, the woman just was like, oh yeah, me and this guy, you know, me and my boyfriend would really like to meet up with you, la la la. And I said, oh thanks anyway, but no thanks. And then she just put, oh thanks, because what did she like? She's like, oh that's a shame, because I really wanted to taste you.
It's a bit dodgy. Even if she wasn't in a threesome.
It's too much. Like too much. And I think there was this woman from Pink Cupid. She emailed and was just like, yeah, I'm in a marriage or whatever, and I think I'm gay, and I was like, well, like, how did that happen? And she was just like, because all I can think about is licking this pussy and this woman's pussy at work. And I was like, right, end, please, delete.
Have you tried Tinder or any other websites in other countries, or just in England?
Yeah.
What was your experience like that?
Well, I've just got back from Berlin. I was actually seeing someone over there just that I'd met in London, not through dating, just through a club. But hopefully she doesn't see this, because my ego was a bit bruised when I was there, so I just Tindered just out of curiosity, really, and matched with like 10 people in 2 days, and I was just like, I think Berlin's the place to be.
Yeah, it's very good.
And I was talking to a couple of them, and there's a possibility, like I'm going back in September, that we'll meet. So
did you feel like people there were more open and enthusiastic?
I think so. Like I got a lot more like messages back straight away in a short space of time. I think they're like, I find it a bit weird here. Like if you like someone and you swipe right and you match, and then you both match and someone sends you a message, I don't understand why you don't send one back, because you initially liked them. So I think it's like a lot of people use it just for ego.
So many girls blank your messages.
Not that many.
Yeah, some. Because a lot of guys complain about that, but I think they have a tougher time like finding girls who actually reply.
I think there's an expiry date to when, like, if you start chatting with someone on Tinder, an expiry date to when you should meet them after you've chatted. But where I work in a bar, I work like full time, and then I'm like also like doing my artwork. Don't always have that much spare time, so quite hard to make dates sometimes.
Yeah, me too. I don't like chatting for a long time. And like I have this male psychology. I just like tell them, do you want to meet up like the same day? Or
it should just be upfront like that, because that's what it's about, you know. It should make you feel less inhibited.
Yeah, there's no point wasting time and chatting. It's like I don't need a personal psychologist. This is kind of not totally related to dating, but I'm just wondering about your experience as a lesbian. Like, how soon did you realize that you were into girls as opposed to guys, or did you try both?
I tried both in the beginning, and I came out around 15, 16. I like deluded myself for maybe 4 years after I came out, thinking I was bi. I think because I still wanted to fit into this idea of what normal is, like a normal society. But the experience. There was one experience with a guy that just. I was just like, I'm gay. I'm really gay.
Was it like the sexual aspect of the experience or the visual?
It was during the act. And I was just there looking up like a starfish. And it was just clicked. I was like, I'm
enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm gay, for sure.
But do you still feel like visually attracted to faces? Because I'm quite a visual person as well. Like when you look at even guys' faces, if you see a really attractive guy, although you don't want to do anything with him.
Yeah, no, I do find guys attractive. Like, you know, from an aesthetic point of view, and you know, I can find them attractive. Like if they're like nice people and you can vibe with them and stuff. But anything beyond that. No.
You wouldn't even want to kind of attend the preliminary section.
I mean, I did recently, to be honest, but it was more like I was in sort of a weird state of mind. But I really vibed with this guy, and then I just was like, yeah, do you want to do something?
Yeah.
But I felt like at the time I was just being more like a voyeur of my own life. And I just found it amusing rather than pleasurable. It's just like a weird state of mind I was in then, but it's I'm quite into experiences, and spontaneous things.
Would you say you get attached with to people you meet on websites like this, whether it's guys or girls? Are there times when you feel like you want more and they don't want you to give you more because it's kind of has a superficial reputation, for instance?
No, not on the websites. I'm quite like it. Like I quite like. Sometimes, you know, like if you meet up with someone, something happens, and then nothing happens afterwards. I felt like in the beginning I was just growing a thicker skin, and it's like character building. It's like making you a little bit stronger, you know, to deal with rejection, because it's going to happen all the time, and you know, sometimes it won't, sometimes it will, and I think just experiencing that and just going through the motions makes you stronger for it.
So if you had an intimate kind of experience with someone, then they never text you back, would you feel really insulted, or would you kind of let it go?
If I ended up liking them a lot, then I mean, I would probably feel hurt if I actually really liked them and thought there was something there. But I like the girl from Berlin a lot. But I think it's good that we have distance between us, because I'm only just out of a 5-year relationship, so I don't really want to be getting into anything too serious. So that's quite good also.
Yeah. And would you say with LGBT relationships, there's an expectation that the girl who's a bit more butch has to message first, or is there kind of no expectation?
Not from me. I'm not saying there isn't for other people, but I don't really. I try not to see it like separate like